In June of last year, when my wife Che was 7 months pregnant with our second daughter, the doctor told us there was a problem about our baby's growth. I started crying. Then I opened my Bible and was led to Micah 4:9. Why do you cry aloud? Have you no king? God was telling me to fully trust Him, my Lord and my King.
We went to the Philippines to attend my brother's wedding, still hoping for things to change. But God had other plans. I met with my OB there, and after a thorough scan was done, the bad news came. We had to terminate my pregnancy immediately. My water was low, the baby's heartbeat was failing, the placenta was deteriorating, and the baby had stopped growing. We were told to be emotionally prepared for the unexpected, as our baby had only a very slim chance of survival even after birth. That very night, on June 21st, 2011, our daughter, Tianna Faith, was born at only 950 grams.
We had to leave her in the Neonatal ICU. She was just too small to be brought home. It was one of the saddest experiences we had. But God's hand was upon her. At less than 1 kg, she was the smallest baby in their care. But the doctors were amazed that she didn't have any serious complications at all, and no further expensive procedures were needed. When a hospital-borne fatal virus spread in the neonatal ICU that claimed the life of a patient, God's hand also spared Tianna from being infected. He kept her safe and alive. God was true to His word. He showed me in Zephaniah 3:17, "The Lord your God is with you. He is mighty to save. He will take great delight in you. He will quiet you with His love. He will rejoice over you with singing." Tianna still had several blood transfusions and other treatments in the ICU. The costs were beyond what we could afford, but God poured His miraculous provision. We received unexpected favors from families, friends, the hospital, doctors, even from people we don't know. All of our needs in the hospital were met, and God provided so much more, even beyond what we expected.
Praise God, Tianna was finally out of the ICU after 35 days. But just when we thought it was all over, more challenges came. Upon her discharge, her eyes were diagnosed with ROP. It is a blinding disease. Her brain scan also showed internal hemorrhage. Our faith was further tested. When we returned to Singapore, Tianna's ROP was found to have progressed to the critical stage. We were told that a surgery was needed, but we chose not to rely on the doctor's findings. We did not concede to the eye operation. We prayed and asked God for our miracle. After several consultations with doctors and seeking God, she was finally cleared of her ROP on both of her eyes. Equally amazing was that evidences of healing were found on her left and right eye.
From 950 grams, Tianna is now a healthy and active 1-year-old baby and still growing. We are still in awe of God for all the things He has done. He comforted us when we were down. He renewed our strength when our flesh were failing. He gave us peace during our struggles. In our difficulties, God reminded us that He is bigger than our problems, that there is nothing too hard for Him to do, that He is able and is always in control. We learn to live by faith, day by day, trusting in a miraculous God. The good news is, He never fails. He is always faithful, and all we can say now is, to God be the glory.